Scrabble's up first for the Splitters, sponsored by Farty Marty. 195 grams on this thing. Massive hit, and look at that! All the cars cleared off the track from the big hit. 2 of them eliminated, nearly a triple takedown. Only survivor is Contamination. Scrabble is laying down the law. First up for the 90s British Max, Mick Rod, sponsored by Chorgoth, the Infinite Horror. Mick Rod takes that jump and does not manage it at all. Hits the safety area, can't land it though, and flips off the track upside down. That'll be an out. Boost, sponsored by Chris and Kat's Casa de Chaos. Need Boost did not get the boost, and it just kind of flumps off to the right of Scrabble, goes off that ramp, sticks down in a hole, and I don't think it's going to be able to get out of that. Mick Williams for the British Max, sponsored by Mr. Mark, also a new sponsor. Bad luck there as Mick Williams goes off the ramp and just kind of flips over upside down, gets stuck on the pile a little bit. No place to go, and that's going to be a loss for the British Max. Oh boy, here comes a big 192 gram MBX Disney bus, sponsored by PriceX Private Parts. The bus collides with multiple vehicles and gets at least 1 or 2 takedowns there. I don't think it was a triple. It looks like Supercharged survive. However, the bus did not survive. It tips over off the jump. So in total, it looks like there were 3 eliminations, but 1 was a self-eliminate. Oli made a recovery when the tour bus went down. And this time it does pretty much the same thing as last time, but it did make a recovery after getting hit. So we'll see if that works out again. Here comes Whoops for the bad teammates. Can't quite make the drive over like it did last round. Gets a little hung up on the safety rail. Flips over, and that's going to be an elimination for bad teammates. Right? Final car for Mixed Up Motors. Daring Demolisher. Oh, that's not a good landing right there. Just kind of tips off of McNass. Goes sideways, and if it stays like that, Mixed Up Motors are done for. Toxic flings itself off the ramp, hits the crates, goes upside down, and does not come back from that. Wheels still spinning. That's going to be a loss for Zombie Outbreak. This is Rocket Lead, hits Scrabble's ramp, goes into the crates, and flips over dead. That's another loss for the bad teammates. Not doing well in this round, and neither is Zombie Outbreak. Ramp. And the Fast and Furious flip car takes it first, flips over upside down. No handy recovery right there. You can blame that one on Evil Weevil, who proves to be a spoiler, knocking it over. Lifesaver hits the jump and can't make the recovery. Just kind of can't get its bearings back, flips over, and there's nowhere to go. And that's going to be a loss for Calypso. Chevy Astrovan does basically the same thing, but has bad luck, bounces off McNass and ends up sideways and done. That's bad news for Scale Racing. That's going to put them down to just 1 car. Scrabble, 195 grams, sponsored by Farty Marty. One of the big reasons that the Splitters are ranked number 2, and wow, what a hit on Kit. Kit manages to turn over at just the last second off of the tires, and Fished and Chipped is in trouble right there. Just got knocked off the track. Fair for Numbskull, sponsored by Chicken Rings Onion Wings. Ain't Fair slaps the crates, boinks backwards, goes upside down, and is finished. The Scrabble ramp takes another victim. Batmobile for Velvet Storm. Batmobile takes the leap and bounces off the crates, goes upside down. That is going to be most likely an elimination for Velvet Storm. Mystery Oiler for the Splitters. Mystery Oiler takes its teammate's ramp and does not have a good time of it. The sticky bumpers don't even save it. It does manage to take out the Cockney Cab 2 on the way over. That's going to be a tough loss for the taxis. Here comes Jack, sponsored by Judy Collins. Jack also hits the crates, bounces back a little bit rough, and goes upside down next to the Batmobile. That looks like a tough position to recover from. Scrabble's ramp may have just claimed another. Jackhammer, sponsored by Stump's Tree Farm. Jackhammer speeds off that ramp and bounces all the way back out of the pile, but cannot make the recovery despite all that. So close, but just can't quite get enough impetus. Peters out at the end. Low Slider, sponsored by Tribble's Troublemakers. Low slider was great at taking down ramps in its qualifier, but this time the ramp defeats it and it flips over and gets eliminated. Bambalance, on the other hand, makes the recovery, and it looks like this design actually did pay off. Takeoff A, sponsored by Star Corps Industries. Takeoff A flips over, goes sideways, gets stuck in the pile, and it might be doomed. Purple Passion, sponsored by Pricex. Purple Passion, wow, that was a fast run, smashes into the crates, and then kind of sinks out of view. Don't think it recovered, looks like it is sideways. 199 gram Bay Street Bully, sponsored by Stump's Tree Farm. Oh man, that is a tough loss for the A-Team. Bay Street Bully cannot handle the ramp. The pile just kind of flips it over. It finds an unfortunate opening over on the right, and there's no chance at recovery. Scrabble slams into the line. Cars are flying everywhere. And look at that. Bean 500 manages to make a recovery after being upside down on the track. Purple Passion not so lucky, and Lamelt is about sideways. Lily takes Scrabble's ramp. Scrabble has set up the ramp whether or not Backslide wants it. And oh no, a bad landing for Lily. Lily goes upside down. The Dogfighters needed that car. That is how they got here. Rough loss for them. Plan A takes the jump, goes into the crates, bounces around, spinning a lot, but there is nowhere to land, and the recovery does not happen. That'll be a loss for the A-Team. High Life ramps it, bounces back, gets caught up in a little bit of a pickle, and turns sideways. Still might recover if it gets nudged around a little bit, but right now, definitely in trouble. Oh, and there's no other cars coming down. That was the final car of the round, so that will be another loss for Rolling Gold. This round, a massacre. Shellin' will take to the track next, sponsored by Chicken Rings Onion Wings. Shellin' leaps off that ramp and does not make the recovery. Rolling Gold had 3 left. If Shellin' does not make the recovery, they'll be down to 2. For Milestone, their final car, sponsored by Chome. Backslide jumps off and goes right up into the crates, goes in the safety area, flips over upside down. That will be it for Milestone without a miracle recovery. They did not have a chance to get Backslide into place this round, and it looks bad. Bean 500, sponsored by Sean's Toy Room. Bean 500, also the final car for the Bean team, and usually it does a better job with recoveries like this. At the last second, though, just kind of flips over, doesn't quite manage it. Wow, we might have just lost 2 teams. And Electrac makes the leap for Velvet and does not have a good time of it. Fished and chipped, kind of getting it stuck up. And look at that. Tries to flip it over, but now the track is in the way. That's trouble for Velvet. Bambalance glides off the ramp and doesn't stop at the top. Magnet not really doing the trick this time. Bambalance flips straight over upside down. Very uncharacteristic. Bad Daddy smashes Fished and Chipped off the track, then goes over on top of Electrac, flips itself over, and now they are both stuck against the track. Nobody's escaping, although Electrac is getting closer, actually. But it's not going to get any more opportunities to get more right side up. That was the final car of round 4. PhD Flopper needs to survive and doesn't do it at all. Flipping over, going upside down. It may have flopped its final time. Oh, wow, a really bad bounce for Lucky Duck off of Charlie, and Evil Weevil flips over sideways, and Rolling Gold might have just lost their duck. Fished and Chipped does the usual jump into the safety area, and it doesn't work out this time. Finally runs out of luck. This team has been down to 1 for almost the entire time, except for round 1. And that might be it for the Under a Taxi Cab Company, unless they can get a recovery. Axe takes the jump. Oh man, and that is going to take Splitters down to 1. Look at the twisting and twirling that Axe does. A chunk of something comes out. I think that is actually from the Super Crashers Invitational. It's a chunk of bumper. And Axe gets caught on the safety rail and taken down. And now that we've got the serious ramp set up, Rapid Response will be first to take it, sponsored by Pricex Private Parts. Rapid Response does indeed take that jump, and oh boy, this is a tough vehicle to eliminate, but it gets caught in between Lemon Wedge and Raijin, and that is a tough angle that could be beyond 45 degrees, which of course would mean it's out. Sunny Side Up tries a ramp takedown, and it backfires big time, flipping over, bouncing off the dinosaur on top of Trirecabus, and that's going to be a loss for Big Al. Custom Volkswagen Beetle goes in basically the same spot, bounces off Savage Salvage, and tries to make that recovery happen, but loses it right at the end and flops over. That is going to be the loss of our first team. Ransom's randoms are done, unless that thing somehow gets back right side up. Delivery of Destruction still had their ramp buster, but this is it. And that was that. Savage Salvage breaks apart in half. Trailer coming off cab, and bam, that thing is toast. Big damage, and it looks to me like Destruction is out of the match. Lemon Wedge, Big Al's final vehicle in the match. Gotta survive this ramp or take it down. Ooh, Lemon Wedge does not have much for agility. It hits the crates, bobbles all over the place, flips over, and goes sideways. And that is going to be it for Big Al. The third team eliminated. Nobody saw this coming. Bad luck for Big Al. Sesto Elemento takes that ramp and just kind of gives up. Slams flat into the crates, goes upside down, and that is going to do it for the German fighter. Lizosaurus takes the Scrabble ramp and does not have good luck with the bouncing on the rear. Bounces off its tail, goes over sideways, and cannot make that recovery. And that was Jurassic Attack's final vehicle. If it does not get righted, they're done. Scrabble just straight up bullies Nuclear off the track. Squeezed out between the safety rail and Scrabble, thrown over, eliminated. 2 down already in this round. Ooh, and Shifter can't really handle Scrabble in front or in the back. Flips over upside down. Only chance here is that Bambalance somehow gets it back upright again. Wow, unlikely landing. Ooh, Tax Dodge cannot handle the maximum speeds and gets forced over on its side where it cannot come back. And it looks like Roland Gold will indeed score 4th place in this entire competition. Oh, and as I say that, I feel a little guilty. Bambalance smashes into Scrabble and turns over sideways. No more cars are coming down to help it get righted. We finally have an elimination, and Splitters finally lose a vehicle they